Continuing with pirkei avot. So Yosef ben Yochanan Ish Yerushalayim Omer, he said, "Yehi beischa p'tuach l'rvacha." Your home should be open l'rvacha. We gave two explanations. Your home should be wide open, or it means your home should be a place which is open for relief, for people to find relief. So we spoke about that first part of the Mishnah. We continue. V'yu aniyim b'nei beisecha. And the people of your household, the poor should be the people of your household. Treat the members, treat the poor people, treat the aniyim as members of your household. This can be understood on several levels. Number one, it's about making them feel comfortable, making the ani feel like he's a member of the family. Making him feel comfortable. And that takes tremendous skill and sensitivity. You know, obviously he's going to feel like the fifth wheel, and obviously he's going to feel out of place, and he's not really a member of the family. But there's a way to do this. I'll share you a story shortly, but let's capture some other ideas first. Another idea here is that the people that are in your home, the members of your household, should be the poor people. That means, first of all, make sure that you're always taking care of the poor, and if they're always there, so might be, you know, you've afforded them a place to live, but on an even more significant level, the best thing that you can do is they become members of your household because they're working for you. You gave them a job, so you know they're house help, and you're taking care of them. You gave them a job, so they feel good about themselves. You're putting them on their own 2 feet. They're working for it. So this is a tremendous thing. It doesn't have to be literally in your house, but you know, someone who's able to, you know, to incorporate such people into their business, and people that need jobs, you know, that's a tremendous thing. I mean, you know, even if a person's going to give away a lot of tzedakah, but that amount is going to pale in comparison to what a respectable, you know, salary will mean that he'll be able to support his family with. That's huge. So that's another idea, just to share with you. You know, the importance of making people feel comfortable. So there's a story told. So it takes a tremendous skill and art to be able to make people feel comfortable. But so there's a story told about a well-known Jew in London who was wealthy, a nice big home, and he was very generous. He was Baal Tzedakah. He did a lot of haknas orchim. He had a wing of his home that was reserved for guests, and often he would even accompany them and spend some time with them, you know, spend meals with them. He had a lot of people coming through. So there was once someone who was there eating his meal, and the host walks in, and the person didn't recognize him as the host. He was such a free kind of style of people coming into his home that he didn't even know that was the host. So he says, you know, tell me, he says, you know, I'm a little nervous, a little concerned, like, you know, how long you think I'm allowed to stay here for, you know? So the host, and this fellow doesn't realize he's the host, he says, don't worry about it, I've been here for a long time and no one said a word to me, you know? So a very skillful way of making people feel comfortable. Chaim actually, he only wanted the dirt floors in his house, and he didn't want them to be too clean because he was afraid that it would cause poor people to hesitate to come in. One final explanation. Chaim suggests that actually, I want to say two things. One is that poor people should be treated like members of our household. This has a very important insight into how we have guests. You see, sometimes we hesitate to have guests because we know how important it is to treat guests. So, we feel like we should be giving them, steak and eggs for breakfast every day. And because of that high standard, so we may hesitate or refrain from actually having company. So I'm just telling us, treat them like your household. Rice Krispies good enough for breakfast? That's fine. If yes, Abraham, he offered them great things, but it's going to be at the expense of not having them. So Rice Krispies for breakfast is fine. A cheese sandwich for lunch is fine. Whatever you have, whatever you can pull out. So it's a tremendous thing. So that's that. I'll just leave you with one last idea. While the poor should be considered like the members of your house. So there's an interesting idea, though, that is said from Moshe Feinstein, that his children, when they talk about the endearment that they're in love that their father had, they said something very interesting. They said that whenever they had company, their spot at the table was never pushed away. Sometimes, the kids go somewhere else. The company sits right next to the host. No, Ramosha did not push away his children. He didn't want his children to feel, secondary either. Kids have their regular spot, have room for the guests. But that's also very important, not to make sure to slight them. We should try to do, without for ourselves and do for the company, but we don't want to do it on other people's toes either. So we want to be sensitive to everyone, at hand, whether it's the children, the spouse, whatever it is, making sure that everyone is properly included and appreciated. Okay.